the ball. Give him the ball.
This is a story about professional football.
All right, baby. Free ball, Curry.
It's a story about one season, about one team, the Baltimore Colts of 1967. Theirs is an unusual story, one of spectacular success and bitter disappointment, and one that will be remembered by football observers everywhere. It all began on September 17th at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore.
Give me a six!
In the season's opening game, the Colts defeated the Atlanta Falcons. In each of the following 12 games, there would be different stars and different plays. Only one element would remain constant. The Baltimore Colts would never lose. For the 23rd game in a row, Baltimore's super fans sold out Memorial Stadium, and the Colts and the Falcons did not let them down. On Baltimore's very first play from scrimmage, it looked almost too easy. Unitas to Tom Matty, and just like that, it was 7-0 Baltimore. Number 40, Ron Smith, took the Colts kickoff on the 1. Atlanta was no longer the youngster in the NFL, and they announced it on this play. The Colts were playing the Falcons last year when Unitas' shoulder was injured. Sunday, it was a brand new year. Unitas to Tony Lorick, who took it from there. As the first quarter ends, Unitas hits John Mackey for 15 yards. Number 19 found Mackey again. Unitas let it be known to all that the injured shoulder is no more. Jimmy Orr makes it 14-7. The first half also belonged to men like Bracy, Miller, and Billy Ray Smith. The Colts' Bobby Boyd intercepted out of nowhere and gave the defense a piece of the new 24-7 score. And they didn't let up. This time, it was Mike Curtis and Don Shinnick. As the half neared a close, the Colts wanted one more touchdown. Tony Lorick moved to the 2. When the halftime gun sounded, number 33 Lorick had widened the score to 31-7. Second half started with a bang. Number 30, Ernie Wheelwright, blasted open for 35 yards. Veteran poise put Atlanta quarterback Randy Johnson into Colt territory. Atlanta scored their second touchdown when tight end Taz Anderson bowled in with a Johnson pass. Now it was Atlanta who was hot. New Falcon Tommy McDonald, number 8, struck inside the Baltimore 20. But Michigan rookie Rick Volk took a sure touchdown away from Billy Martin as the quarter ended. The Falcons were not to be denied, however. Defensive back Lee Callan returned an interception 77 yards. And to a shocked Baltimore crowd, the score read Colts 31, Falcons 24. But it was Johnny Unitas's day, and the Falcons couldn't hold him back. On this Sunday, September the 17th, he threw for over 400 yards, more yardage than any quarterback in Colt history. And halfback Tom Matty ended it like it began, with a Colt touchdown and a thrilling 38-31 victory. In the second encounter of the season, the Colts met the Eagles in Philadelphia. From this game, several heroes emerged. At quarterback, there was a familiar one, All-Pro John Unitas. At defensive end, there was a durable one, number 81, Ordell Bracy, the oldest man on the team. And at flanker, there was a new one, young Willie Richardson. Unitas completed 22 passes. Half of them went to Richardson, and 2 of those were good for touchdowns. Ordell Bracy spearheaded a Colt defense that was so effective that the Eagles could not score a touchdown. Victory number 2 was an easy one for Baltimore, 38-6. For 12 years, Baltimore's John Unitas has starred in the NFL, but Philadelphia fans have never seen him in person. They'll discover today why Unitas is rated among the all-time greats as the Eagles battle the Colts. On Baltimore's first series, All-Pro tight end John Mackey pulls in a Unitas pass for an 18-yard gain. The isolated camera follows Raymond Berry, the man with a million moves, as he makes one of his miraculous catches. Only this one is out of bounds. Unitas and Berry have been plying their trade for more than a decade. They put Baltimore on the Eagles' 1, but Philadelphia holds. Norm Snead pulls the Eagles out of the hole by throwing the ball more than 50 yards in the air to Fred Hill. A screen pass. Snead, to his big setback, Izzy Lang, helped set up a field goal and a 3-0 edge for the Eagles. In the second period, Snead throws to Timmy Brown on a play which attracts a flock of flags. The early going features knockdown, drag-out action. In this case, it's Mike Ditka who is being knocked down. Snead sets up another well-executed screen. Tom Woodashik is the receiver, and the Eagles are the beneficiaries of a 27-yard advance. Fred Miller and Ordell Bracy are also strangers to the Philadelphia fans, but not to Norm Snead. Their rush forces a hurried pass which falls incomplete and temporarily costs the Colts the services of linebacker Mike Curtis. Trailing 6-0 now, Johnny Unitas settles to his task. He's found a chink in the Eagle armor and exploits it with a 31-yard pass to Willie Richardson. On a 3rd and 9, Unitas spears Richardson on a slant pattern, and he carries 24 yards to the Philadelphia 2. Jerry Hill thumps into the end zone, and Baltimore jumps into a 7-6 lead. Approaching the end of the half, Unitas personally directs another Baltimore drive into Philadelphia territory. It reaches its climax when Richardson, despite double coverage, beats both defenders for a touchdown. Coach Joe Kuharich watches in frustration as Baltimore dominates the second half. Don Shinnick makes his second interception of the game. In this game, Unitas completed 22 passes. 11 of them went to Willie Richardson, good for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. Snead ran afoul of the Baltimore secondary with 4 of his passes ending up in alien arms. Bob Boyd returns this one to the Philadelphia 6. Tony Lorick accepts the scoring chores, and the Colt lead soars 28-6. When a center snap sails over the head of Eagle punter Sam Baker, it triggers a chain reaction. Jerry Hill blocks the kick, and Roy Hilton recovers it on the 9-yard line. Veteran Lenny Moore eases into the end zone to complete a resounding 38-6 Baltimore victory. A disappointing day for Coach Kuharich, a rewarding one for the Colts' Don Shula. 24th consecutive sellout crowd jammed Memorial Stadium for the season's 3rd game with the 49ers.
We want 7 big ones! Come on, Big John! Touchdown! We gotta have it!
The high-blown hopes of the unbeaten 49ers were suddenly deflated under the precise probing of John Unitas. John's receivers in this game provided a typical Colt mixture of youth and experience. At one end of the scale was Ray Perkins, number 27, a rookie from the University of Alabama. This was his first starting role as a professional, and he pulled in 2 touchdowns and gained more yards catching passes than anyone else on the field. At At the other end of the scale was sprightly Lenny Moore, who began his career as a pro football player when Perkins was still in junior high school. And in between was versatile Tom Matty, a 7-year veteran whose spirited play has made him a favorite of all Colt fans. Matty, Moore, and Perkins accounted for all of Baltimore's touchdowns, and by the end of the afternoon, the Colts had racked up 41 points and victory number 3. Through the early part of the year, in a battle of the unbeaten, the 49ers traveled to Baltimore to meet the Colts. On the first series, Unitas is forced to run, but don't think he can't. Johnny goes for a first down. Setback Tom Matty opens the scoring for the Colts, fielding a beautiful floater from Unitas. And the Colts take an early 7-0 lead. The next time the Colts get the ball, number 27, Ray Perkins, is on the receiving end of this Unitas aerial. Perkins replaced an injured Raymond Berry early in the game. The highly touted rookie from Alabama shows why he is the man the Colts picked to replace Berry at split end when he retires. The Colts are forced to settle for a field goal as the first quarter ends. When the 49ers can't get on track, Matty starts another Colt drive with a draw play that nets 15. Matty, number 41, has always been an underrated performer. The Ohio State star displays his fine running talent on this swing pass from Unitas. Unitas finds his favorite receiver of the day, Ray Perkins, for 7 more points. It's 17-0 and much appreciated by this exuberant Colt lassie. The Colts are on the move again. John Mackey hauls in a Unitas pass for a first down. Johnny U is having another field day today. This game marks the 3rd consecutive Sunday in which he throws for more than 300 yards. Here, Lenny Moore swivels his way down to the 49ers' 4. And Moore crashes over from the 2 with the help of a Jerry Hill block. As the half ends, it's 27-0. Number 22, Gary Lewis, finally gets the 49ers moving in the 3rd quarter on a swing pass from Brody. But the story is the same. The Colt defense is too much for the 49ers to handle. Here they stop Brody before he can unleash his talented arm, and Baltimore takes over again. The master continues to sparkle. Jerry Hill grabs this spiral from Unitas. Unitas is also the king of deception. Expecting a pass, the 49ers are thoroughly confused when Matty takes a handoff and rumbles into the end zone. It's now 34-0 midway in the third quarter. The 49ers mount their best drive of the day on the next series. Brody connects with number 88, Dick Witcher, and he carries to the Colt 34. Number 42, rookie Doug Cunningham, breaks 2 tackles and moves to the 18. It's Brody to Parks for the 49ers' only score of the day. This isolated replay demonstrates Parks' all-pro ability. Colts 34, 49ers 7. The quarter and the quarterback change, but the result is the same. Jim Ward to Perkins and a touchdown. The Colts romp to an easy 41-7 victory and remain tied for first with the Rams in the Coastal Division. The offense had been the major factor in the Colts' success. Against the Chicago Bears, the Colt offense was stopped cold, and it was left to the defense to salvage victory. Aware of Chicago's well-known reluctance to throw the ball, Baltimore concentrated on stopping the running game. Dennis Gaubats closed the middle on short yardage plays, and Don Shinnick went wide to meet the sweeps. By holding the Bears to a meager 38 yards rushing in the first half, the Colts forced them to go to the air in the second, then shot them down. Jerry Logan ended one Chicago drive with a timely interception. In the fourth quarter, another stolen pass turned a close ball game into a rout. First-year man Rick Volk intercepted a sideline pass on the Colts' 6-yard line and raced 94 yards to a score that gave Baltimore a 17-3 edge. 2 minutes later, Billy Ray Smith forced the Chicago quarterback to fumble. Ordell Bracey scooped up the loose ball and galloped into the end zone. The defense, with its 2 touchdowns, was also the backbone of the offense in this 24-3 triumph over the Bears. The victory gave the undefeated Colts sole possession of first place in the Coastal Division. The Chicago Bears, always tough in Wrigley Field, proved especially troublesome to the Baltimore Colts. Throughout the first half, the Bear defense zealously defended against the long bomb and kept Baltimore's passing completions to a minimum. Chicago's alert secondary blunted Baltimore's most frightening single gun, the arm of John Unitas. Twice in the first half, Unitas was intercepted, the first time by Benny McCray, and the second time by number 55, linebacker Doug Buffone. If Chicago's defense was dedicated to stop the pass, then Baltimore's defense was equally as dedicated to stop the run. Any running Chicago does is usually done by number 40, Gale Sayers. With this in mind, Baltimore's gang-tackling, hard-pursuing defense keyed on Gale throughout the first half, and in doing so, eliminated 75% of Chicago's offense. Colts secondary easily solved the Bear passing attack, and this interception by number 20, Jerry Logan, ended an uneventful first half that saw the Colts and the Bears deadlocked at 3 apiece. In the second half, the first time the Colts had the ball, they inaugurated a scoring march. For the first part of the drive, Unitas directed an offense that consisted solely of his 2 setbacks, number 45, Jerry Hill, and number 41, Tom Matty. Unitas employed them as pass receivers as well as ball carriers. On the Bear 34, Unitas kept both Hill and Matty in the backfield to supplement his protection. He used the extra time to pinpoint John Mackey for the game's first touchdown. Later in the period, Bob Jones ripped the ball from Jerry Logan, and Al Dodd recovered for Chicago at midfield. The Bears, now in scoring range, came, as expected, with Sayers. With Gale handling the heavy-duty work and Coach Hallis offering encouragement from the bench, the Bears continued their drive into the final quarter. Rookie defensive back Rick Volk short-circuited Chicago's chances for a touchdown when he picked off Rudy Bukich's flat pass and sailed 94 yards to the game-breaking touchdown. Baltimore's fired-up defensive unit accounted for the game's final score also. Billy Ray Smith caused Bukich to fumble. Ordell Bracey scooped up the ball and charged into the end zone to climax a 24-3 victory for the Colts. Next week, Coach Shula's undefeated squad faces the sternest test of the season, the powerful Los Angeles Rams. In second place stood the Los Angeles Rams, and they came to Memorial Stadium on October the 15th in search of a victory which would push them into a first-place tie with Baltimore. For 60 minutes, the 2 strongest clubs in pro football engaged in a wide-open, all-out battle. The final score was 24-24, and it accurately reflected the equality of talent between these 2 teams. Los Angeles was fast and brilliant. They scored easily, or they did not move the ball at all. Baltimore was steady and sure. The Colt touchdowns came hard. They were the end result of long, carefully planned drives. fourth quarter, a Baltimore march gained added momentum from a series of face masking penalties called against the Rams.
Flag on the play.
Unitas and Richardson culminated the drive with a 31-yard touchdown completion, and the Colts moved ahead 24-14. Then the breaks started going the Rams' way. A Los Angeles field goal attempt hit the crossbar, and the ball bounced through to give them the score. Maxie Baughan intercepted an underthrown pass and carried it to the Colt 8. Three plays later, Roman Gabriel danced away from a mob of potential tacklers and hit Bernie Casey with a touchdown pass, which tied the game at 24-all. The decision was a draw, for the time being at least. But 9 weeks in the future, these two fine teams would meet again in a different stadium and before a different audience. And on that day, all the hopes and dreams of the entire season would be wrapped neatly into a single game.
John Unitas will break another NFL record today, but he'll be well paid to do it. Prior to game time, it was announced that Unitas had been signed to a 3-year, $375,000 contract. That's a lot of money, but then John Unitas is a lot of quarterback. And in Baltimore, number 19 is king. Bob Hope is among the 60,000-plus sellout crowd at Baltimore's Memorial Stadium for the NFL Game of the Week record. They must win today or fall 2 full games behind the Colts in the Coastal Division. Tony Lorick gives Baltimore good field position by returning the kickoff to the Colts 43. Matty makes 2 good moves. The first on number 55, Maxie Baughan. The second on cornerback Herb Cross. And suddenly the Colts are on the Los Angeles 33. The Colts pull back the right side of the Ram defense, allowing Jerry Hill to crank out a 10-yard advance. A play-action fake and good blocking keeps the fearsome foursome out of Johnny Yu's hair. Matty grabs his pass at the Ram 17. On 4th and 1 at the 14, Unitas calls a daring play which completely fools the Rams. Rookie Ray Perkins has a touchdown in his hands, but drops it. Baltimore's first opportunity has gone wanting. Bruce Gossett kicks off for the Rams, who lead the Colts 7-0. Tony Lorick runs right up the chute to give Baltimore good field position once again at the Colt 39. Veteran wide receiver Alex Hawkins, who was just recently reacquired by the Colts, carries a Unitas pass to the Rams 46. Jerry Hill on a draw picks his way for a few yards before Maxie Baughan comes across to make the stop. On 4th and 6, Lou Michaels punches a 45-yard field goal through the uprights to put Baltimore on the scoreboard 7-3. A triple blitz puts Gabriel under severe pressure. His hurried pass is intercepted by Bobby Boyd, and Baltimore owns the ball at the Colts 41. Good pass protection gives Unitas ample time. Alex Hawkins grabs the pass between two defenders for a 22-yard gain. Lenny Moore slides outside tackle to the Rams 32. Then it's Tony Lorick shooting into the secondary for 9 more yards. Playing in his 12th NFL season, Lenny Moore flashes youthful brilliance as he swings to the Los Angeles 14. From the end zone, we see Unitas connect with Willie Richardson at the Rams 5. Another good move by Lenny Moore puts the Colts on the Los Angeles 3. It's 4th down and inches, and the Colts are going to go for it. They give the ball to Moore, and Lenny gets the score. On this drive, Moore gained 24 yards to give Baltimore its first lead, 10-7. Colts 10. Baltimore's specialty team continues its fine play. Lenny Moore gives Unitas good field position with a sparkling 37-yard return. Unitas hits Mackey with a quick first down pass. Spotting Matty looping over the middle, Unitas hits him with a bomb. Matty shakes off Maxie Vaughn and fights his way to the Ram 15. Passing the Rams dizzy, Unitas throws a slant in to Alex Hawkins, who beats Irv Cross to a touchdown. The Colts regain the lead, 17-14. On that play, the front four was checked by the Colt forward wall, giving Unitas time to find Hawkins free at the goal line. Old pro Lenny Moore finds the yards are coming harder and harder. But an overly zealous David Jones grabs his face mask, and the Rams are penalized 15 yards. Unitas probes the middle again. Irv Cross is called for interference on Alex Hawkins as the Colts cross midfield. A swing pass to set back Tony Lorick nets Baltimore 4 more. This time it's a swing to the right side to Lenny Moore as the Colts face a crucial 3rd and 2 situation. Attempting to pass, Unitas is blasted by the Ram rush for a loss. But once again, a face mask penalty gives Baltimore new life at the Rams' 31. Using play-pass action, Unitas delays the rush and gives Willie Richardson time to beat Clancy Williams to the flag and the ball. The touchdown vaults Baltimore into a 10-point lead, 24-14. A fierce rush by number 78, Roger Brown, obscures Unitas' vision. Maxie Vaughn intercepts and strides 21 yards to the Colts' 7. On first down, Gabriel fumbles, but recovers as Los Angeles is set back 12 precious yards. With blue shirts flailing away around him, Gabriel keeps his poise until he finds Bernie Casey unattended in a corner of the end zone. The Rams have tied the score at 24 all. In this game, Unitas broke the NFL record for most passes attempted in a career. Disdaining all pretenses of running, Unitas fires over the middle to Tony Lorick, who breaks 3 tackles as Baltimore reaches the Ram 36. But the Rams' pass defense meets the challenge and forces Baltimore into trying a 44-yard field goal. Michael's attempt is wide to the right as the game remains deadlocked at 24 with just over a minute to play. After a Ram punt, Baltimore has one slim chance for victory. A quick pass to Mackey manages 17 yards. But for the third time in the second half, the Rams are guilty of grabbing the face mask. Defensive captain Maxie Vaughn, number 55, epitomizes the Rams' feelings as the Colts get new life. Unitas goes for broke, but Willie Richardson cannot hang on to the ball. Again, Unitas goes to Richardson. This time he catches the ball, but has it wrestled from his grasp by number 24, Clancy Williams. Time runs out amidst a swirl of controversy as the Colts claim Williams stole the ball on the ground, and thus Baltimore was denied an opportunity to break the 24-24 tie. The tie still keeps Baltimore in first place in the Coastal Division, while Los Angeles drops to third place.
For 2 weeks after the tie with the Rams, the Colts played uninspired football. They suffered through a disappointing tie with the unpredictable Minnesota Vikings, and then on the following Sunday, they needed an outstanding individual effort from Tom Matty to edge the Washington Redskins 17-13.
Expressway rivals Baltimore and Washington met in a game that turned out much closer than the experts predicted. It's been 7 years since the Skins have beaten the Colts, and today they came within 10 minutes of reversing that trend. The ball took some funny bounces, but the breaks evened out. The Redskins' initial score came as a result of the swift legs and sure hands of number 25, A.D. Whitfield. At the 42-yard line, newly acquired Gene Mingo gives the Skins an early 3-0 lead. The league's leading passer is Johnny Unitas. This is why. His talented arm speared Alex Hawkins at the start of the second quarter, and the Colts had a slim 7-3 lead. Without Charlie Taylor to throw to, and with a cold rush that denied him the leisure to look and throw long, Jurgensen displayed another remedy. The short strike and quick release. Forced into an out-of-character role, however, Jurgensen's defenders caught up with him at the moment of truth. Today's longest run was produced by the game's leading rusher, A.D. Whitfield. Whitfield was on the receiving end of one of Jurgensen's 25 completed aerials to keep the drive in motion. With only 30 seconds left in the half, Bobby Mitchell lost his defender and Jurgie delivered an on-time strike for a 10-7 halftime lead. Late in the third quarter, the hard Redskin rush was neutralized by Johnny U's cool. Veteran Lenny Moore was on the other end of this shovel for a nice gain. Number 87, Willie Richardson, is having his best year. Its acrobatic reception, such as this, rank him as the NFL's third leading receiver. No one man can run in the NFL for 12 years like Lenny Moore unless his blockers block. The Colts do. The fourth quarter begins with a bit of larceny. 50,000 fans delight in the theft of number 23, Brig Owens. Gene Mingo swings his right leg, and the Redskins increase their lead, 13-7. Despite good protection up front, Unitas is forced to run. His 12-yard gain is increased 15 more for piling on. The Colts continue goalward. This 23-yard grab by number 88, John Mackey, was more trouble for the Skins. This game was won up front where it counts. Glass blocking and Tom Manny's power running propelled the Colts into a lead they would not surrender. Washington gamely fought back, but the Colts added another field goal and interjected a little thievery of their own. With their fifth victory against no losses and 2 ties, the Colts continue in the Coastal Division driver's seat.
There comes a moment in every pro football season when one team rises above all the rest. For the last 3 years, this moment of revelation has occurred in a game involving the Baltimore Colts and the Green Bay Packers. In 1964, Lenny Moore raced to the winning touchdown to give Baltimore a resounding victory over the Packers, and the Colts went on to win the Western Conference Championship. In 1965, Don Chandler kicked a 20-yard field goal in sudden death overtime, and Green Bay won 13-10. Vince Lombardi's Packers then went on to defeat the Cleveland Browns in the World Championship game. In 1966, Willie Davis ended a last-gasp Baltimore rally when he forced John Unitas to fumble. Green Bay recovered and preserved a 14-10 victory. 1 month later, the Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs and were world champions for the second straight year. Thus it was on Sunday, November the 5th, 1967, that the Packers came to Baltimore, seeking that sure sign that this, again, would be their year. For most of the afternoon, it seemed that the Packer quest would be a success. When Bart Starr threw a 31-yard scoring pass to Donnie Anderson, Green Bay moved ahead 10-0, and the Packers appeared sure winners for the third year in a row. But Green Bay had not counted on the fierce determination and desire of the Colts. Feelings born from 2 years of frustration and defeat.
Brought down by Smith. Strong, brought down by Bracey and Miller.
Fourth quarter, Unitas delivered a perfect pass to Alex Hawkins for the Colts' first touchdown, but the extra point was missed. On the following kickoff, the gods at last smiled on Baltimore. Rick Volk recovered Lou Michaels' onside kick, and now suddenly, with 2 minutes to play, the Colts were not only knocking on the door, they had already torn off one hinge. 1st and 10 for Baltimore.
Intended for Richardson.
Fourth down and 6. 90 seconds to play. Seconds to play. Packers 10, Colts 6. They had beaten the big bully on the block, and now they felt they could lick anyone.
Baltimore Memorial Stadium and the Green Bay Packers have come to town. In the last 10 games, the Packers have won 8. At game time, the Colts are the only undefeated team in the National Football League. It is a scheme that has been built on character. Not a series of downs went by without the inspired defensive play. In the first half, there were no drives, just restrictive, vicious hitting. With 3rd and 11, Starr sent Grabowski up the middle on a draw. Number 81, Ordell Bracy, reads the play perfectly, and Green Bay is forced into a punting situation. The first series has keynoted the afternoon. Basic, old-fashioned football. Baltimore's game plan isn't fancy. It's ball control. Tom Matty attacks the left side. Packer number 74, Henry Jordan, appears to have collared Matty. But the tough Colt utility man breaks loose for 9 yards. The effort is doubly impressive from the ground. Jordan has positioned himself perfectly, but Matty is running with a determination that belies his 214 pounds. On 3rd and short yardage, there's no element of surprise, and no amount of desire will get the first down. Lou Michaels will try for the three-pointer from the 32. The attempt is wide. Starr sets out to take advantage of the pell-mell Baltimore rush by screening over it. Again, Bracy reads the play, and Elijah Pitts is dropped for a 2-yard loss. Colt number 21, Rick Volk, blitzes. The added pressure isn't picked up. Volk, the ubiquitous Bracy, and Bart Starr all arrive at the same spot simultaneously. During the course of the afternoon, Starr will lose 44 yards, attempting to pass on 6 separate occasions. The defensive seesaw continues. It's become a dubious distinction to have possession of the ball. Defense has all the initiative today, and the pressure is mounting. After 3 downs, it's 4th and 19. Don Chandler will make the attempt from the Colt 49. After almost 18 minutes, the first score is recorded. Packers 3, Colts nothing. On a good call, Starr swings Ben Wilson. The pass caroms off his fingertips, and Don Shinnick intercepts. In the third period, the pattern of the game remained unchanged. With both Elijah Pitts and Jim Grabowski injured, Green Bay depended primarily on strong, striding Donnie Anderson, number 44, to spearhead the running attack. Anderson eventually became the game's most prolific ground gainer with 68 yards and 10 carries. "6'5" Boyd Dowler, number 86, was Starr's most frequent target on medium-range passes into the Colts center. Although Starr had moderate success and frequently found the open man, the Baltimore defense did a remarkable job denying the Packer receivers any additional yardage after the catch was made. If the receiver managed to elude one tackler, there was always another blue jersey to take his place. Throughout the scoreless third period, both quarterbacks were hounded by a strong, persistent rush. Billy Ray Smith, number 74, stunning and twisting and playing with the restrained insanity that is his particular style, often found access to the bruised body of Bart Starr. With just minutes to play in the third quarter and still trailing by 3 points, the Colts put together a short drive. It was a conservative, time-consuming march that consisted entirely of running plays. The Colts covered 43 yards, with halfback Tony Lorick personally accounting for 38 of them. As the third quarter ended, flooded the Colts secondary with receivers and forced rookie linebacker Ron Porter, number 55, to cover the speedy Anderson. Anderson was wide open and gathered in a 31-yard touchdown pass. Green Bay 10, Baltimore nothing with 11 minutes to play in the game. The primary concern of the Packers was to put pressure on Unitas. But given time, the superb Baltimore quarterback can solve the riddle of any defense, as he began to do over and over again in the waning moments of the game. Playing with his customary flair and instant recognition of defenses, Unitas piloted the Colts to the Packer 10. On first down, Tom Matty's pass to Willie Richardson was too long and incomplete. On second down, Unitas took aim on tight end John Mackey in the corner of the end zone. Tom Brown deflected the pass at the last instant. On reviewing that play, we see that Unitas' protection was good. And Mackey had gained a step on Brown. But the pass fell short and bounced off the desperate fingers of the Packers safety. But it was only a temporary setback for the Colts. On the next play, third down, Unitas sent Alex Hawkins to the other corner of the end zone and delivered a perfectly thrown pass for Baltimore's first score. Lou Michaels missed the extra point because an inexperienced holder, Rick Volk, failed to set the ball up properly. Volk was substituting for the injured Bobby Boyd. On the following kickoff, Michaels and Volk promptly made amends. Michaels delivered an onside kick, and Volk recovered for Baltimore on the Green Bay 34. With 2 minutes to play in the game and the Colts in excellent scoring range, the offense sputtered. A 4-yard plunge by Tony Lorick and 2 incomplete passes left the Colts facing a 4th down and 6 at the Packer 30. Now, had Michaels made the extra point, the Colts would have gone for the field goal. Instead, Unitas tried to pass, was routed from the pocket, but surprised the Packers by running for the first down. By a half a yard, Unitas had kept the Colts alive. On the next play, with 90 seconds to go, he threw the winning touchdown pass to Willie Richardson. The game-winning touchdown was a combination of good planning and good effort. Packer cornerback Herb Adderley was anticipating a sideline pattern which would stop the clock. He conceded Richardson a half step to the inside. This scant margin was all Richardson needed, as he slanted over the middle, made a fine catch, and went in for the touchdown. Willie's catch gave Baltimore a 13-10 victory, their first win over the Packers in 3 years. With this stirring triumph over the world champions, the Colts have installed themselves as clear-cut favorites in the race for the NFL title.
They proceeded to document this belief by cruising through the next 5 games undefeated and unworried. They bombed the Atlanta Falcons for the 2nd time in the season, 49-7. They ran through the Detroit Lions, 41-7. They humbled the frustrated 49ers again, 26-9.
1 year ago, number 11, Steve Spurrier, had just been named winner of the Heisman Trophy for his accomplishments at the University of Florida. Today, 49er coach Jack Christensen went with Spurrier all the way. It was too bad that his receivers didn't. Numerous San Francisco drives were thwarted because they just couldn't find the handle on the ball. Early in the first quarter, Spurrier took advantage of the Colts' over-pursuit as John David Crow passed back to Gary Lewis. But the Baltimore Colts were in town, and that means trouble. Lenny Lyles intercepted to end the drive. Spurrier, the rookie, had early troubles, but he was not alone. Johnny Unitas, the veteran's veteran, was hounded in the first half and finally threw a pass that was picked off by linebacker Frank Nunley, number 57. As the first quarter ended, Lewis hit up the middle, but 2 successive penalties moved the ball back to the 33-yard line. Tommy Davis then booted a field goal that gave the 49ers a 3-0 lead. The Colts tried to move the ball in the second quarter, but they could only muster a field goal as the 49ers belted the undefeated Colts and took a surprising 6-3 halftime lead. But you can't stop the Colts forever. Lenny Lyle's second interception went for a touchdown, and Baltimore now had the lead. Lyle's interception had ignited Baltimore's sleeping offense. Tom Matte rambled around left end for 18 yards. A penalty set the Colts back, but it didn't matter much to Big John Mackey, Baltimore's tight end. United's next target was Willie Richardson, who carried to the 13, where Baltimore had to settle for their third field goal. The Colts have a flair for surprises, and with a slim 13-6 lead in the third quarter, they completely shocked the 49ers with an onside kick. Unitas and Tom Matte kept the Colts rolling. John Unitas had only an average day passing, which would have been a great day for most others, as he completed 16 of 27 passes for 211 yards. Tony Lorick exploded toward the goal line, but had to settle for the touchdown in the next play, as Baltimore's lead had suddenly ballooned to 20-6. San Francisco was now headed for their 5th straight loss, and they were frustrated. The penalties started coming, and the tempers flared. Walter Rock, number 67, showed his displeasure at the whole situation. As the third quarter ended, both defenses stiffened. First the Colts, then the 49ers. In the fourth quarter, David Lee punted to rookie Doug Cunningham, a fine running back from Ole Miss. As they neared the close of the game, both teams had to settle for field goals. Tommy Davis kicked the first one, a 33-yarder. And the last field goal was a 47-yarder by Lou Michaels, which was his 4th of the day. Baltimore remained undefeated with a 26-9 victory.
They battled the mud and the Dallas Cowboys and won 23-17.
The snow had melted, and Memorial Stadium became a quagmire. It was that kind of a field with those kind of teams, and the experts would have predicted a fierce defensive struggle. The experts would have been proven right. Coach Tom Landry of the Cowboys wanted to clinch the Capital Division Championship today against a team he would probably meet later for the NFL Championship. His hopes rested on the oft-bruised body of quarterback Don Meredith, who would find out early in the first quarter why the Colt defense is equal in the hearts of Baltimore fans. Forced to beat a path through the goo, Meredith had his every plan checked by the determined Colts. He tried to establish his running game early with his fine pair of setbacks, number 30 Dan Reeves and number 43 Don Perkins. But he found the Colt front four unflinching. Nothing at all went right for the Cowboy offense, and while their defense played well, the Colts were ready to move. John Unitas, in contrast to Meredith, went right to his prime weapon, the forward pass. Utilizing the brutal effects of a John Mackey on the rampage and quick posts to Alex Hawkins, Unitas led Baltimore to the Dallas 40. At the 40, the Cowboys' doomsday defense began to live up to its awesome nickname, and Unitas was forced to run, a sight Coach Don Shula rarely likes to see. When the front four stopped Tony Lorick cold, it brought up the first big play for Baltimore, 3rd and 11 at the 30. Unitas hit halfback Tom Matty circling over the middle, and the play just failed by a yard. Lou Michaels salvaged 3 points from the drive, and the Colts had a slim 3-0 lead. Punt. Villanueva's punt is fielded by Jerry Logan, who tightropes nicely up the sidelines for 29 yards. Versatile Tom Matty churns up the middle as the Colts begin to surge for a more comfortable lead. Matty fluffs Unitas' perfect pass, but the setback is only momentary. Matty regains his poise, and Baltimore moves. Though Unitas' receivers seem to be deserting him, his confidence in their separate abilities never wavers. With a clever play-action fake to Matty, Unitas spears Mackey for 21 yards to the Dallas 33. The Colts only run to make their passing more effective. When the Cowboy secondary plays too tight, Unitas exploits it with a strike to Hawkins inside the Dallas 10-yard line. When the play is reviewed, we see that the Cowboy cornerback has stumbled, and the best number 20 safety Mel Renfro can manage is to cut off a touchdown. The gang-tackling Cowboys rudely stack up Matty, and it's 2nd and goal at the 7. The Unitas to Raymond Berry combination is unstoppable. Behind maximum security, Unitas connects with Berry at the end line, and the Colts have a 10-0 advantage. Unitas' protection was magnificent on the last play, and Berry's classic catch stuns the Cowboys, whose title-clinching aspirations are fleeting. But Meredith is pressured badly, and his off-balance pass is intercepted by Rich Volk. The clock runs out in the first half as the Cowboys go to the locker room with a hard-earned 14-10 lead. Norman on the end around. A missed block by the pulling guard, and number 40, Bobby Boyd, stops the drive. With the drive halted, Dallas decides to increase their lead by 3. Danny Villanueva carries out the plan for an increased lead. Cowboy quarterback Meredith wants to increase his lead. He selects number 25, less shy for his objective. A new quarter and hopes of a bigger lead. Number 40, Bob Boyd, brings Dallas back to reality, and the ball to the Baltimore 49. A fierce rush by Bob Lilly can't stop Johnny. He sees Willie Richardson open and is determined to thread the needle. Richardson showed some determination of his own. Even a defender on his back can't stop him. Offensive interference nullifies the Colt effort. Johnny Yu strikes back. Tight end John Mackey is found for 16. On the ground, we can see that it was Mackey's good moves that set him free for the reception. We'll see this play as number 27, Mike Gector, saw it. Jerry Hill for 4 yards. Four more wasn't enough, so Lou Michaels booted the longest field goal of his career, a 53-yarder, and the Dallas lead was narrowed to 4. We can see from ground level that Meredith paid for his brief success. We'll watch Dan Reeves get open on this play. We saw him, but Meredith didn't. Rick Volk intercepts. The drive comes to a halt. The Colts must move now. Unitas to Alex Hawkins starts the drive. Tough Tom Matty up the middle for the hard yards. Dallas reads the sweep fast. Matty is stopped for no gain. Dallas throws up a 7-man forward wall. One of the 7 deflects the Unitas pass. Alert Alex Hawkins averts total disaster. Johnny spots his man. Cat quick Bob Lilly spots his too. Lilly gets his first. When in trouble, call the Hawk. Unitas does, and the Colts stay on the move. What's this? It's Willie Richardson in Jimmy Orr's corner. No ball, no score. Unitas decides to go to the old pro, Lenny Moore. The Cowboys stiffen, and Lou Michaels salvages 3. The Dallas lead is sliced to 1 point, 17-16, and the Colt fans like that. The momentum has clearly changed. Dan Reeves is nailed for no gain. The Colts will get another shot. Jerry Hill runs hard for 5. With the defense in tight, Mackey slips outside for 12 more. Jerry Hill again. This time over and through people for 9. Hill plunges again. He's short. Unitas to Richardson. He's long. But Lenny Moore is perfect. It's 23-17. The Colts will remain unbeaten. They do. That's why they're the only undefeated team in pro football and still on the top in the Coastal Division.
Game without a defeat, the Colts crumbled the New Orleans Saints 30-10. At the end of 4 long months and 13 games, the Baltimore Colts had forgotten the taste of defeat. Their coach, Don Shula, was acclaimed Coach of the Year. Only the Los Angeles Rams stood between them and the Coastal title. The Rams had lost just once, and if they could defeat Baltimore in the final game, then they would be the champions. On offense, the Rams relied on their huge quarterback, Roman Gabriel, and on defense, they depended on their all-pro end, Deacon Jones. The Baltimore Colts, on the other hand, relied upon a variety of players to achieve their success. Due chiefly to injuries, the Colts had been forced to make a total of 15 changes at 8 positions. There had been 3 different starters at split end. In the beginning, there was veteran Raymond Berry. When he got hurt, rookie Ray Perkins moved in. And when Perkins was sidelined, Alex Hawkins, number 25, took over. Hawkins scored 4 touchdowns, all of them when his team needed them the most. At flanker, Jimmy Orr suffered a dislocated shoulder in the opening game. Willie Richardson, number 87, chiefly a bench warmer in previous seasons, moved into the lineup as a starter. He proved such a spectacular replacement that he led the Colts in receiving and won a spot on the All-Pro team. Like the Rams, the Colts too had outstanding individuals. The most prominent, of course, was number 19, the lean, tough gentleman from Louisville who can throw a football better than any man alive. Because of his daring leadership and because of his flawless skill as a passer, he was the overwhelming choice as the league's most valuable player of 1967. No one ever deserved it more than 34-year-old John Unitas. Unitas himself would be the first to attribute his great season to the Colt offensive line. Tight end John Mackey provided an effective shield for Unitas on the flank, while center Dick Szymanski, number 52, patrolled the middle. Guards Glenn Ressler and Dan Sullivan upheld the tradition of excellence established by the retired Jim Parker. Tackles Sam Ball and All-Pro Bob Vogel protected Unitas so well that he went into the final game with a record of having been thrown only 18 times all season while attempting to pass, the lowest mark in the league. When opposing defenses became overly conscious of the pass, Unitas would call on any one of 4 determined running backs. Tony Larick, number 33, is a bursting runner who depends more on power than speed to break away. Fullback Jerry Hill, number 45, has developed an approach to the game stripped of all but essentials, as basic as a truck going downhill. Lenny Moore squeezed another good season out of his aging legs. Tom Matty, number 41, led the Colts in rushing with 636 yards, and he led the Western Conference in touchdowns with 12. The Colt defenders had the same flair for the spectacular as the offense. Bobby Boyd, number 40, captained the defense which led the NFL in interceptions and allowed only 21 touchdowns, the lowest total in the league. Baltimore's defense swarms on its foe, bangs him, prods him, sticks him, and steps on him. It stunts and squirms, hits and slides, penetrates and scrambles, and never lets up. In the line, promising Bubba Smith, number 78, and hard-hitting Roy Hilton, number 85, worked side by side with veteran Fred Miller, number 76. In the secondary, young linebackers like Ron Porter were backed up by experienced game-breaking cornerbacks like Lenny Lyles. Defense, offense, depth, there were many reasons for Baltimore's great year. They had come from behind to win, and they had held on to win. They had won with a long bomb, with a clock-beating drive, and with a desperate goal line defense. They had won throwing, catching, running, kicking, and screaming. They needed only one more victory to become the first team in 25 years to complete a season without a defeat. Sunday, December the 17th, the 2 best records in the National Football League meet to resolve the Coastal Division Championship. The Rams trail the Colts by 1 game. A Baltimore-Los Angeles tie earlier this season precludes another deadlock. A win for the Rams means identical records, but more points for Los Angeles in the series, and therefore the title. It's the game of the season, all or nothing, and the hitting is fierce. NFL Game of the Week, Rams versus Colts. The Baltimore defense is light and mobile, its pursuit notorious. Dennis Gaubat sets Bass up for a punishing shot by Roy Hilton. Jerry Logan recovers, and the Rams' bid is stopped. Like the Ram attack, Baltimore will go to the quick striking plays, fast square outs and look-ins. John Mackey piles into Ram territory. Always with an eye to the next play, Unitas sends Tom Matty around the left side. The blocking is both savage and sure. Disdaining a further running attack, Unitas holds both setbacks in as extra protection. It was the perfect combination. Unitas has time, and Willie Richardson has position on Clancy Williams. It's a beautiful reception, and the Colts lead 7-3. As the second quarter begins, much to the dismay of the Los Angeles fans, the Colts are in possession again. Baltimore tries to influence a gap on the Ram wall. It's jammed immediately, and Tony Lorick breaks outside. Tight end John Mackey forgoes his pass pattern in deference to the lighter Tom Matty. Unitas needs every ounce of bulk blocking. At the Ram 39, Mackey sets in the eye. He's a hard runner, but again, the need is blocking. The pass is on, but Clancy Williams breaks Richardson's concentration. Third and 9, and once more, Mackey is the key man. Unaware of having won the first down, Mackey gives yardage in order to gain that which is no longer necessary. A set of sticking cleats aborts the Baltimore drive. Lou Michaels attempts a 37-yarder. It's no good, and yet again, the momentum shifts. Johnny Unitas is best under adversity. Eluding a hounding rush, he passes to Mackey for 34 yards. Abilities despite impending disaster. Alvin Heyman, who is oblivious of the fair catch, sets the Colts up nicely at their 39 with a sparkling return. With every Ram coming except the water boy, Unitas finds that alley up the middle and scrambles to a first down at midfield. Unitas catches the Rams in a stunt, but linebacker Maxie Baughan closes the temporary hole. The best method to cool down the front four's furious charge is to utilize the screen pass. Unitas lures Deacon Jones in, and at the precise moment, lofts a pass to Lorick, who behind a caravan of blockers streaks to the Ram 39. Then, two improbable things happen to Baltimore. First, Raymond Berry drops a pass. Then the incomparable Unitas stumbles and falls to bring up a crucial 3rd and 19 situation. Stepping inside a fierce charge by the Rams, Unitas rifles a pass to Richardson for the first down. On reviewing Richardson's last reception, we can see that number 24, Clancy Williams, is not beaten by Richardson, but screened off by his body. Unable to stop the catch, the best he can do is cancel Richardson's forward drive. For the second time, Unitas's usually sure-handed receivers desert him. His pass goes right through the hands of Tom Mackey. When tight end John Mackey splits outside of Richardson, strong safety Chuck Lamson faces the unfamiliar sight of a flanker coming his way. This new ploy works as Unitas exploits Lamson's surprise with a quick post to Richardson at the 19. On third down, Unitas on a quarterback draw fails by a yard to secure the important first down as the third quarter ends. At the start of the fourth quarter, Lou Michaels kicks Baltimore within 10 points of the Rams, but a spelling bee dropout sees nothing to worry about. On December the 17th in Los Angeles, the Baltimore Colts met the Los Angeles Rams in the super game of the regular season. The battle drew over 77,000 fans and was watched on television by an estimated 45 million. Like the riverboat gambler who had been winning all evening, the Baltimore Colts put it all on the line for one final roll. And it came up snake eyes. The Rams' great forward wall swarmed over Unitas, bringing down with him the wreckage of a great dream and a great season. At the final gun, the Colts' unbeaten streak and their dreams for the title lay trampled in the turf of the Los Angeles Coliseum. At the outset of the game, there was no indication of the disaster ahead for the Colts. Willie Richardson scored the game's first touchdown, and Baltimore led 7-3. But suddenly, everything changed. Things the Colts had done so naturally for 13 games became impossible to do for this one. They seemed to be going backwards in a horrible nightmare. Ultimately, it became a question of whether the Colts could make up for all of the mistakes, fumbles, and interceptions and force something to go right on a day when everything was going wrong. But they just couldn't. There was too much Jones, too much Gabriel, too many points against them. At 4:14 Pacific Standard Time, it was all over. The Rams were champions, and the Colts were no longer unbeaten. The people of Baltimore will never forget 1967. Their Colts lost only one game, yet finished second in their division. The players, too, were forced to accept a sad truth. 1967 was still not their year to be champions. But they had much to be proud of. They had gone through 13 games unbeaten. And a year of glory could not be erased by a single day of defeat.